All right, so tonight's demo is all about creating something that maybe you want to take to as a host gift to a holiday party. A lot of people host parties and you don't always want to take a bottle of wine or something. Maybe you want to take something a little more personal, a little more handmade. And so I'm going to share with you some quick and easy ideas. Maybe you get invited at the last minute and you don't have something, but you happen to have a plain ornament sitting around that you could paint on. Okay, so let me share with you what we're going to do with those. And I'm going to get overhead to do that. There we go. And of course my camera is going to want to fritz on me because these are shiny. There we go. So let me cut I didn't realize I had tags on these still, sorry. So I've got a couple of different ornaments here I want to share with you. This is, so that was a 4-inch ornament, this one right here. And I believe that's correct. And then this is a 6-inch ornament. And these are available at your local craft stores, okay? These are what they call a cushion or a pillow ornament. All right, and they're plastic. And I don't have my ruler right at hand, but I'm gonna say this one's like, maybe it's about 4 inches and 6 inches, okay, side to side. And then I have a great big one here, and I can't find these anymore, but I think they're still at Michael's. They're by Art Minds, so that's a Michael's product. All right, so this one is a big round one, okay? Problem with these is they're easily dented, so I'm going to use it for a demo, and that's good for that. Okay, it's also nice because it lets it sit flat. Okay, so a couple of things I want to share with you. I gathered a couple other materials that I have. I happen to have some of these heat press-on crystals, but you can get the non-heat press-ons, and I'm going to show you how we put them on with paint so that they stay and you don't have to worry about having a heat gun or something to melt the glue on the back. But these make really good ornaments to put on. Like I'm going to show you how to do a quick wreath, and then we're going to put some of these on as ornaments or berries too. Okay. All right, so let's start with our first one here. I've got all these lights here and it's glaring and stuff, but hopefully you'll be able to see okay. Maybe it's better against the gray. All right, so let's put out some color here. I'm going to start with just a simple wreath with some berries on it that's going to look really pretty for a holiday ornament. So I'm putting out some sap green, some citrus green. Yes, these make great teacher's gifts, host gifts, something to give your mail carriers, you know, all those kind of odds and ends people that you like to give things to, maybe not just money for a change. Putting out some berry wine, some apple red, and you can, you know, run to your local craft store, keep some of these on hand, that's what I do. And then I have wicker white, and I'm going to put out a little bit of teal for a different color look. And oops, some classic green. And finally some treasure gold. Okay. So question says, Teresa, could you use diamond art crystals? I would assume so. I'm not familiar with those, but I would believe that you could. If you go into the craft aisles where they have like the feather boas and things like that, they have all kinds of these crystals in the fabric painting aisle too. So I don't know about the diamond painting, but I would imagine if you had extras of those, that would be a really good thing to use. Okay, so the first thing I want to do, I picked up some of these black handled white bristled brushes. These are supposed to be softer for us to paint with, and these are by Plaid. And my first thing I want to share with you is, because we used to have really nice brushes that they made for Donna for enamel painting and painting on glass and smooth surfaces. And so the first thing I'm going to tell you is this is what a scruffy looks like regularly. and these are way too long. So and they also shed lots and lots of bristles. So the first thing I want to do, and I'm going to do it over here, but I'm going to give it a haircut, okay? So I'm just going to come right and make it a real scruffy because it's way too long. So if you got these and they're not working the way you want them to, give your scruffy a haircut because it's way too long and it needs to be shorter and stiffer. Okay, and they are natural bristle hairs, still natural hairs, I should say. So it's still okay to use. Okay, so this is okay. So now I can go ahead and use this, I think, and get a nice wreath shape with this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to double load. Let me come down just a hair closer. Ha ha, no pun intended. There we go. And so I'm going to double load the sap and citrus. All right. And I'm going to come and pounce a wreath on here real quick. So we're just going to come right up here to the top. All right, and I'm going to bring it around this way, just like you would for the center of a sunflower, so that the dark is down and the light is up. And you've got dark across the, so see what I'm saying? It's dark in here and then it's dark down here. Okay, so that light cuts right through here. Now I'm going to tip into just a little bit of white and tap that in some spaces, not everywhere. Let's just kind of make a little highlight going around there, okay? All right, so very quick and easy, and you could just leave it like that, but what I like to do next, I'm going to go ahead and put that in water because I'm not going to need it, is I'm going to take a 6 flat, okay, and get that wet, and I'm going to come in with just the citrus green down here, and you can do, let me bring this up so you can see. You can do a few little leaves if you want to make it more like a boxwood wreath, and just have, let me get a little bit of white when you're getting into these lighter, or you can grab the sap green, okay, and you can add just little bits of leaves. They don't have to be perfect. And what I do this while the paint is wet because it will just pick up that paint color and make it more part of the design. See there? So I'm just going around. All right, and it's kind of moving that paint aside. And I'm going in different directions so that you get, see that little bit of detail on top of this muted impression of a wreath, okay? So just here and there. All right, now you can go into more detail with adding more and more leaves if you like. Now what I like to do is a couple of things. You can come in just with the handle of your brush and you can dot. It's best if you do this after it's dry, but you can dot little berries, okay, around the wreath. And that looks nice, so you could do those. Or let me just do a few more of these. If you want to have more of an ornament look on your wreath, Let's do one there. I'll do a couple down here. So I'm looking at triangles, right? Seeing if I need something somewhere. There we go. That looks pretty good. Now, clean off that handle so I don't need it anymore. Now, a couple of things you can do at this point, and with these crystals, okay? So I'm going to slide over here, and I'm going to get some of these aqua crystals, okay? And what you have to do to get these to sit into the paint without using your fingers, right, because it's not always easy to put these in on wet paint, is you want to come in. First I'm going to, let me get a different brush handle. I'm going to dip into some white, and I'm going to dot right there. Okay. Then I'm going to take this brush handle that's clean, I'm going to dip it into water. So I have a wet drop there, and then I can, oh, it's not going to do it for me. Used to be it would pick it up, but it's not. Let me try something bigger. Nope. Okay. So there, what you can do is pick it up with a pencil. Okay. And I'm going to come and just lay it on that white right there. Problem is that was a watercolor pencil, so it left little watercolors behind, but that's okay. All right, so dot another dot of white right there, and then you can come in. Ideally you have like tweezers or something, but I thought I could do it with my brush handles, but it didn't let me. So you're just dropping those in there, see? And so really quickly you've got a very pretty look for your wreath. So I'm going to put another one right there. Okay, and just slide it into place. Now, you could do this for ornaments. You can do different colors with the crystals, or you could do red for berries and put them right in where the berries are. Okay. Then I'm going to come in with my script liner, and let's get some. You don't want it inky because this is plastic, okay? So you don't want to add water, and we don't have our flow medium anymore, so I can't do that. So I'm just going to get a good amount of berry wine, and we can come right in here and do a bow. Okay, so I'm just doing the upper and lower, and go right through these berries right there. Upper and lower, or left and right, excuse me. Upper and lower strokes of the ribbon. Do another one. Right, so we're doing a string bow. Now I'm going to streak through a little bit of white. This will help this part show up better. See there? So I got berry wine, streak through a little bit of white, come around that ornament, and then a little C right there, C stroke. And then we're going to pull a couple little tails hang down like that. And you have a pretty little ornament that you could take as a hostess gift, okay? So that's one thing you could do. And you can spend more time doing more details, obviously, and it's just a matter of figuring out what you want to put on there. So yeah, so Lisa, that's what Teresa Shipsy was asking was, you know, could you use those diamond crystals? I would imagine you could. Sophie, the crystals and crystal holder, any craft store has those. Okay. All right, so that's one example. Now let's move on to something a little bit bigger, and we're going to do some holly. Okay. So I need a bigger flat brush for this. I'm going to go with, this is a 12 flat. Okay. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to use just a different color to do our holly. All right, so let's say you have a person that has a particular color scheme. So I've got teal and classic green here. All right, and then I'm going to come pick up or side load some wicker white on the teal edge. All right, and so let's come in here and we're going to do just a grouping of 3 holly leaves. Okay, so you're going to push, 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 and stand up. Now that's not real dark, so let's come back in and I grab a little more of that green. There we go. All right, now when you're on plastic or glass, remember that you don't want to push too hard because it will leave streaks and make the paint too thin. All right, so when you're doing holly, you can do them, I actually wanted to do this way, so let's go here, there, to a point, and then stand. That's better. You can wait for it to dry or air dry it with a dryer, heat gun, whatever. And then come and do a second coat if you wanted it to be stronger. Right, and then we're going to pull a stem right into the center. Okay, so then let's come back. We're going to get some more of that white. Side stroke the white. Okay, and we're going to do another one here. Push, 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 stand. Okay, so just remember not to push too hard so your paint doesn't get too thin. All right, so we've got a light and a dark teal color, which look nice against each other. Let's come back to our dark here. All right, get some more of that classic green. And we're going to come right in the middle, right here. And push, push, stand up. Okay, so we've got 3 hollies right there. Now what you can do, let me set that aside, you can come in with a dauber. All right, and we can double load this dauber. And you know what? I didn't want to do that color. We want a color that's going to go with our teal. So let me get another one. Hold on. Okay. So let's come and get, we're going to get white and teal. There we go. All right, so I'm getting both colors on the sponge end of this with the white blending in with the teal. All right, and then you can just come right in here, push and twist. Okay. And there. All right, so let me bring that first one right here on top. There we go. All right, so we've got 3 holly berries on there, and then you can come in with your 12 flat with those same colors that we did the holly with. And I like to just do little swirls or drawing a blank on what these are. Comma strokes. Okay, all around. Like that. Right, just to fill in some of that open space. Grab a little bit of white. And we'll come back up here. Okay, and then we'll finish down here at the bottom. A little symmetrical design. Like that. Right, so then you've got another little idea, a little pretty ornament that you could even sprinkle some glitter on or add some glitter fine poof to it. Okay, all right, now let's get to this big guy. And I need a angle brush. I'm going to show you real quick how we did. Remember we did the poinsettia before with the angle brush, and this time I'm going to do it with gold and white. Okay, so I'm going to pick up white, come over here and load gold on the toe. So white on the heel. This is a 5/8 inch angle brush. A little more white. Okay, so the center, let me move this over here so you can see. So the center right here, we're going to touch, and we're going to have, remember we did our little curved design, and somebody asked me, I think it was Rhonda Duffy was asking me, show me that spider design again, and I didn't know what she was talking about, but it's curved X's. You can call it whatever you want, but it gives you a nice placement for all your petals on your flower when you're trying to create an open blossom like that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is with these colors, we're going to start on the chisel edge of the toe of the brush in the center, and we're going to come out, we're going to push and lift and stand to the chisel edge to get that petal. See that pretty petal? All right, now we're going to do another one here, here, push, and you can come on either side if you want a wider petal. All right, so you get not just the narrow of the brush, but you get a wider petal like that. Lay it on the flat, push. Let's do that one again. There we go. You could do all gold, you could do gold and silver, whatever you prefer. All right. So straight flat out works well. So if you want to get a little rounded twist when you pull this down or pull the petal. So you're working on a big ornament like this, you want to have big, bold design on there to make it look pretty. If you do a lot of detail, tiny strokes, you're going to be working on that for days. Okay. Oops, ran out of my white. So we want quick and pretty, and be ready to let it dry and be able to take it to our party, right? Okay, now I'm going to come in with my chisel edge of this brush and we're going to pull out some skinnier petals. There. There. So you're just kind of filling it in, if that's what you like, okay? If you like the wiggle one better, then you would just keep it that way. Just push, 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 stand up. All right, so any of those will work very well. Okay, now I'm going to take the handle of my brush, dip it into some treasure gold, and we're going to dot the center. Treasure gold tends to be a little stringy, so make sure you lift straight up. See there, I left one. Okay, so you got pretty little dots in there for the center. Wipe off your handle. You can come back and get white and come in between and around. Okay, so lots of different things you can do there. And you can add leaves even with that same gold and white and the same load of the brush. You can come out here on the outside edges, right? And we can, to the point, 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 stand up. Okay, and then you can pull chisel stroke in for your stem. Okay, so you can add a few leaves coming out from there if you want. You have to be careful when you're working on that you don't smear it. Okay, so there's a couple there, then we can come over on the other side. Come out from here. So the leaves have stems, the petals do not. Okay, so you see how that's building out? There we go. So I've got 4, I'm going to add another one down here. There we go. Okay, so lots of ideas, options that you can do with that, and then you could come around and do some dots. You could come in with a flat brush and just treasure gold. And this always looks nice. You can do little clusters of holly leaves with the treasure gold. So you've got a big element and then just a little bit of detail with these little clusters. See there? And then take your white and dot, 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 right? And you've got a pretty little accent that can go around the rest of the ornament while the big piece is drying, okay? So there you have a couple of different ideas for quick gifts for a host for a holiday party, something for a teacher's gift, you know, anybody that is in your life that you want to give them something special that you want to create on your own, quick and easy, and that's one of them. See how pretty that is when it shines? And you can even fill the ball with glitter, and they do that thing with the furniture polish or something like that, or Minwax floor polish, and then put the glitter in there, and then it sticks to the edges. So lots of opportunities. So we have this one that I just shared with you. We have that sit right there. And then we have our wreath. Now that's kind of dry, and you can see how pretty that looks. Tie a little pretty ribbon on top. And we have our holly in the teals and greens. Okay, so 3 different pretty designs. Let me move those so you can see them. There you go. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed that, and thank you so much for watching.